All right, welcome to Movie Night Mad Libs with your host
T. Kyla, TK.
But I'm Kurt, her dad, and we just love watching movies and we give our opinion about them. Tonight we're gonna talk about what's our next movie?
Okay, our next movie is one that we love. Our next movie is The Color Purple, the 2023 adaptation.
Now, you want to take this one or you want me to take this one?
I'll take it first.
Okay.
So, we watched it together this one.
We watched it together this one.
I liked it. It was really good. If you watch The Color Purple, like the regular one, I say the older one. Let me say, it's not like that. Just to let you know, it's
trying
not.
to call me old.
It's not like that. It's a musical, so you're gonna get a lot. It's the Broadway version taken off of it and put into movie form.
I'm just listening how she tried to clean this up. Go ahead.
It's a Broadway version taken off of Broadway and put into movie form. Yeah, that's basically what it is. So people don't know when they first go in that it's a musical, but it is. I really liked it. I liked it. Let's say. What about you?
You finished?
Yes.
Okay. So, for all us 80s babies, we know that The Color Purple was one of those cultural films. Kind of like Do the Right Thing and Boys in the Hood, right? But, the fact that you do not tell me that this will be a musical when you advertise it feels like false advertisement to me. I did not go into this thinking that this was a musical. And if you've seen the original, you go into it with particular expectations. And oh boy, excuse me, that was rude. But oh boy, this movie was not what you thought it was going to be.
Okay. So, I loved the fact. I really liked the movie. I don't know what they had a lot of big names in it, which I feel like they didn't hype up enough. Like you saw like 3 people advertising it, but like not all the people that you knew was gonna be in there. That like the actors that people loved. Like I'd say they could have advertised that like Tamala Mann was in it, her, and like a lot of those big. I feel like those like. I think that's why they didn't advertise it, because they didn't want people to know it was like a big, headstrong musical. Because those are 2 people who are like, they're musicians, like they're big artists in like the musical, like the music genre.
And I'm going to agree with you. I think the reason they didn't tell you it was a musical because they were trying to capture that same essence from the original Color Purple, and it really ain't land like that, right? Because it was a musical. Because it was a musical, it was a lot of forced pieces, right? It was a lot of forced acting, okay? It was only a couple, like, actors who, like, performed. I mean, the singing was great, and the film was great. Well, no, it wasn't. The film wasn't. Okay. The cinematography was great. Okay, they had the makings of the story, and they really could have redid with the cast they had if they wanted to remake or do something that was very close to the original, right? It would have been amazing. But what they did was they took the stage play and they tried to adapt it to film. And the writers needed a little more time.
Well, maybe. Let me find a way to word this. I don't know. I kind of liked it. I felt like for the newer generation, you saw like that's what this was for. Actually, I don't think it was for y'all. I don't think it was for like the older generation. I think it was for like us young people, to like watch it.
I beg to differ because a lot of those pieces, like I's married now, fuck does that? And the other like the whole everything you do, like they jammed that in there, right? And they didn't jam that in there for y'all because y'all ain't know nothing about it.
Well,
Y'all ain't know nothing about it. Y'all ain't know nothing about that. Y'all heard people say it.
exactly.
You get what I'm saying? But you ain't know where it came from, right? And you didn't know the context in which it was used, right? So they jammed all of those moments from Other Color Purple in there, and then like I do have to say, right? The villain in these movies. So Mister was the villain in this movie, and not just Mister, but I think her adopted dad,
Yeah.
Celie's adopted dad, was also a big villain in this movie. But we didn't know why these guys was villains. They were just mean dudes for no reason, right? And then at the end, you find out, oh, they was abused. Man, that felt so forced. That felt so afterthought. Like, to make a good villain, you have to have motivation and desire, just like to make a good hero, right? The only difference between the hero and the villain is their motivations, right?
Yeah.
That's the only difference, and their desires. Their motivation can even be the same, but what they desire to do at the end of it all is what's most important, right? Why was this guy just mean to these women?
Well, she kind of said it like in the middle, I think.
Yeah, who caught that?
A lot of people. When she was like cause Suge said she was like, he's scared of he what he gonna do? He can't even stand up to his daddy. So obviously we found the root of the problem was his father. And
Well, we didn't even see Suge to the middle of the movie.
was she supposed to come before that?
So we can at least see something between, because we didn't even see his dad until the middle of the movie.
No, we saw him before.
And doing what?
It was like the scene where they first met Sophia when she walked into the bar.
So you knew that was his dad?
I knew it was like an elder.
But you didn't know it was his dad. I didn't know it was his dad. Okay? You ain't know it was his dad until the middle of the movie, is my point. Okay? They didn't help you understand this villain's motivation until the end of this freaking movie. And then all of a sudden he make this 360 turn because his crops died. What? Okay.
Is that not what happened in the first Color Purple?
That is not what happened in the first Color Purple.
Okay. So, so we're gonna move on to the rubric though, because he can talk about this forever.
I can't talk about this forever.
He did.
Because I was so disappointed. I was so
Well,
disappointed.
It was
Okay?
hilarious.
I feel like they set a lot of people up. I do feel like Mister, the guy who played Mister, was a great actor. Coleman Domingo. I thought he did a good job. I thought Suge did a good job. Taraji P killed it. I feel like they killed it. I feel like Fantasia killed the songs.
She was an actor. She said that at first she wasn't. She was like, I don't. She said at first I saw an interview. She was like, I didn't even want to do this role at first, but like something told me, cause she played Celie.
Something told her.
She played Celie.
Oprah came with a check, and something told her maybe this is the right move.
She played Celie in the Broadway version. She was like,
and
I didn't know if I wanted to reprise this role again now that I'm older. Like she was like, I feel like back then I was going through what Celie was going through, and she was like, now I feel like the older Celie. So she was like, she's like, after I thought about it for a while, I think I really should have came, and that's what she did.
Well, I get it, but I think that she needed a few more acting classes before we made this a movie. Now, I'm not knocking Fantasia on her talent and her ability to connect with people. But again, just like with anybody and anything, if you're not set up for success, it's gonna come off weird, wrong, and weird. And I felt like they just focused on her singing, and they didn't focus on how she would act amongst some of these great actors, or how some of these scenes that weren't musical set pieces were gonna play out. Now, all of this might work for the play. Again, I'm a fan of plays, but I don't think it worked at all for a movie.
I feel like she was. I think she's been out the acting game so much because she last time she did this role, I was born, 2006.
Mm-hmm.
It was what 17, 18 years ago. So it. So obviously she's a little rusty. So,
Well, for a movie of this caliber, of this magnitude, there was no excuse for being a little rusty. A little rusty. Right, this is Steven Spielberg and this is Oprah. This is The Color Purple, people. This is The Color Purple. Right? Anytime you say The Color Purple, this made people's careers forever. Like Whoopi Goldberg made her career forever. She moved from being a comedian to being a prominent just because partially this role here. Okay, so some things you can't be a little rusty at. Right? I'm just saying. And again, I'm not knocking Fantasia's talent. I think she's a very talented individual. I think Fantasia is a amazing singer, and I feel like she crushed every part she sung in. I felt like they should have wrote it better so that she could sing a little more in the beginning than more at the end, right? Because they missed a good opportunity of using a unique voice. But I think Steven Spielberg and the powers that be were probably, I don't know, thought they could pull this off because they just did West Side Story and they won an Oscar for it. So he said, "Hey, we might as well try this one." Right? And he said, "Let me get Oprah a call, see if she down, see if she want to be involved in this." Right? And they did it and they quickly put it together. So that's my opinion. I don't have any real data or research to back that up.
can't keep coming after my sorority sister like that.
Hey!
So we're gonna move on to the rubric.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so first one is plot. For plot, I give this a 4.
Okay.
It didn't. You understood some points, but it didn't really come together. I felt like some scenes were lost. Like, her older sister, like her not talking to her for like ever, and then like just like suddenly everything. It was like confusing it during that part. Like how like what just happened? Like, so that's why I give it a 4.
I give it a straight up 2. Alright, just because I felt like it tried to be a movie and a musical and didn't know how to do both. Right? I felt like it was trying to do way too much with this story, and it tried to get us those moments that we remember, and it was way too forced. It didn't keep me engaged. The freaking musical breaks felt odd, and the timing was always weird for when music would happen. And it's almost like you watching the film and you scared that music gonna happen at a real point to where some serious shit be happening. And then they break out into a musical number. Plot is 2 for me.
Next is actor's performance. I give that a 4. They had great actors in there. Some actors like rock. Like some actors because they were like relatively new and it was just like weird. I feel like they brought like that down a little bit, like a step. But like they had like Colman Domingo, I don't remember her name, but the girl that played Sophia.
Yeah, she was good.
Corey Hawkins, like even though they had these smaller roles,
Yeah.
it was so like even her,
Yeah.
she did really good. Like,
I agree.
and she didn't have like a big speaking role. Like she talked sometimes, but she did good.
I agree. I forgot the young lady from the Orange is the New Black. I feel like she did a really good job. That's Sophia, right?
I think so.
Yeah, that's Sophia. She did a really good job. Again, like I said, Carmen Domingo and Taraji P, for the material they were given, they did an amazing job. But everybody else, it felt a little lackluster. I mean, I'm just gonna keep it very, very honest. It felt a little lackluster, you know. And again, these musical pieces felt forced. So I felt like that kind of took away from the acting as well.
This one is technicality. I give that a 5. They had a lot of technical parts, and I think that's what they mostly used everything on. Like they had a whole bunch of elaborate pieces. Like even the dances, like you could tell they had like a perfect, like somebody very known to do like a choreography.
Yeah. Okay. I felt like the shooting. I felt like those things were really, really good. It's a Steven Spielberg film, so I felt like those things technically were gonna be there. So I get out of 4. I think that's a given.
Watchability. I actually give that a 3. I wouldn't watch it again. Like unless like I had to. Like I liked it, but like only once. I liked it only once. I couldn't watch it again. It would have.
So that gives you a 3. You get a 3, and you
Okay,
can only
a
watch
2.
it once.
A 2.
Okay. I'm just asking.
I give it a 2.
Change. I'm just asking. For me, I'm gonna tell you to go watch the original. Don't go watch this. Go watch the original Color Purple. That one is the one you need to see to get the gist of what's happening there. Right? It's a more powerful story. It's a more emotional story. Go watch the original. This one, I would say, watchability for me is like a 1 or 0.
Okay.
And I keep doing that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But watchability is a 1 or a 0 for me.
Okay. Next is visuals. So, like, obviously it's a Steven Spielberg movie, so that's a 5. So, cause like the visuals were there, cause the way he shot it, the way the camera moved it, like obviously the visuals would be there for like a film that he shot.
Of course, like the mastery was on point, right? So I mean, that one is a given.
I think it was good. I wouldn't watch it again unless it was for an assignment, and I wouldn't complain about watching it.
Well, I am going to say this: I wouldn't watch it again unless it was an assignment, and I'm going to recommend that you go watch the original Color Purple. Okay, don't watch this. If it's on TV when it's on, it's on. If your mom or your grandma want to go see it, I mean, I guess so. But I am going to say, for me, this one would be a hard pass, and I would rather check out the original.
Okay, so that's it. Thank you for watching Movie Mad Libs with.
I'm sorry. I forgot my name. Come on.
Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching Movie Mad Libs with.
You ain't supposed to start with me.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching Movie Mad Libs with Tequila, TK, and
her dad, Kurt. I gotta come up with a cool name. I gotta come up with a cool, cause Kurt just don't land like TK. What about CB? No.
I mean,
yeah, I didn't know that.
What's the V?
Yeah, what's the V for?
The V?
I said CB.
Oh. You might as well add the W. You can do your middle name.
Okay, let's do it again. Now she got me started. Now I got it. Go ahead.
Okay.